Belfast Community Network, Lynda, Goodrick.
I'm the manager of the Belfast Community Network, but I've kind of been away overseas and I just got back on Thursday, so just saw the emails to come along. So while I'm representing our own organisation, I'm also here to represent the Neighbourhood Trust, Northgate Services, Freedom Trust, Te Ora Hau, Shirley Community Trust, Papanui Youth Trust and Bishopdale Community Trust. So we are a group of called Northwest Collective who are working hard to work collectively together as groups, standing on our own, doing our own thing. So I imagine you've had a lot of community groups in here over the past, since you've been doing the submissions, and our massive concern around community funding.
You know about the mistake though, don't you? That it was a mistake that the 2% cuts were put into the budget. We've decided not to proceed with that recommendation that came through the activity management plan. And it was a mistake that it went through.
Right.
But a number of groups have taken the opportunity to talk about other elements that are kind of associated, because we have a review that we're planning, which is being undertaken at the moment, which is to build resilience, and a number of groups have actually taken the opportunity to talk about community resilience in the context of funding as a partnership. And some have mentioned what was called the Neighbourhood Matching Fund from Seattle, and others have talked about a sort of a cooperative relationship where the council funds part, but the community contributes. And you started off by talking about how all of your groups have come together to do things for yourselves. So do you want to talk about that?
I will talk about that. So we've been doing this for a year now, and it's through funding from MSD, through Family and Community Services. And it's brought our groups together, our managers particularly, because we don't have HR departments and we don't have legal firms to support ourselves. So what we've found from this work has been absolutely incredible for the support towards our organisations and our professionalism and making us work better and smarter. And that's what we're trying to do. When it comes to budgets, and we know the road ahead for this city, but maybe you could get some tips from how community groups have run forever on the smell of an oily rag and still give the good stuff out to the people and to those that we're there for. So this work with the 7 groups we're all got, there's youth groups, there's community development groups, there's all sorts of groups within this collective. So we are working really strongly to just be better and become more professional in our organisations in the northwest of the city. While I understand now about the 2%, and I'm really pleased about the whole funding thing, but our costs have gone up and considerably for lots of groups. There's so much increase in our costs. So we're trying to find ways. We've all put together now, and instead of it costing around $12,000 to bring all of our policies together, for example, we've had one organisation took the role in the group, and then we all added our policies together. So it only cost us around $3,000 instead of costing us $3,000 for each organisation to do this. It cost us $3,000 all up. We're all going to be working under the same kind of templates in the future, which means that when we want to do we don't know where this is going to grow, and MSD are pretty excited about it, but it just means in the future that our 7 organisations, which are probably 80% of the northwest, of the Shirley Papanui ward, we're all going to be kind of working the same. And we hope that's going to make things better for the future for our organisations. But I really just wanted to be here to say, our organisations that I've named, we are supportive of the work that is going on with council. We know how tough it is because we're the ones out there at the coal face, working with the people that have elected you. So we know the pain that everyone is still suffering.
If there was one thing that the council could do that would really assist, what would that be? We've
talked about this. What we would like to see is more decision making coming from our community board and from our local staff. I think that's You know, we work so well with our staff, and they all work across the city. You know, they are the ones that know, the local staff
The
know.
local people.
Yeah.
Brilliant answer. Glenn.
Thank you. If I could just ask a question just to change tack a bit, Lynda, and thank you. You've been around a long time, right from the word go with Belfast Community Network, pre and post-quake. Could you give us an idea of some of the more noticeable kind of social trends that have become apparent? So there already were stresses on people prior to the quake. So
We've just had the Christchurch community, through St Christopher's, doing the door knocking. So that was just done before I left to go on leave. What they quickly came back was that people are angry. That is what they're against. So they've door knocked every house in Belfast, and I'll get the update when I get back to work next week. But they're just saying there's just angry people. They knocked on doors to say, how are you? And people are angry. They're just angry. Yeah.
Ellie?
Where's the anger coming from? I mean, we all have days.
I think maybe it's isolation, it's loneliness, it's people are just over things.
I'm not putting words into your mouth, and again, I'm not doing this for political gain or anything, but is it to do with broken roads? Is it to do with earthquake and EQC claims? Was that coming through?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it seems to be what it is. Yeah.
Stage of grief, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, and Belfast isn't a particularly broken community. So if it's like that here, I don't know what it is like across the rest of the wards. Yeah. People are tired.
Yanni, did you have a question?
I just, you kind of said, now you understand we're not cutting the community funding, but then you said you were happy, but then I just am mindful that you've also made comment on CDC and the tourism, and you may not be aware, but they're inflation adjusted every year, so their grants in real terms go up. Do you think we need to inflation adjust the community grants? Because we have progressively been cutting them, not even allowing for any increase.
Absolutely, Yanni. And I mean, we're really sick of paying our staff peanuts for the work that they do. No. You know, I don't think anyone would work for and do the work. And we can't just all keep doing it for love. You know, it's because people still have children to put through education, you know, and it can be hard to find men to work in our sector because there's not enough money for them to raise a family. Yeah. And so our funding hasn't increased for, well, I've been around 13 years.
Yeah, every year council has cut it.
Yeah, and even the other funders, you know, same amount from all other funders.
We're not the main funder of
No, but it's across the board.
Yeah, it is across the board.
You know, and it's like, community work seems to be right down there.
Yeah,
but we're the ones doing
Jimmy had a question.
Thank you, Mayor. One question. Your group, Belfast Community Network, represent 15 Belfast groups. Your kind of service or information provision have whether or how to coordinate with the council, the community development coordinator. And also you mentioned earlier would like to have more dedicated to the local community board for more decision making, you know. How for the implementation? How to make it happen?
Well, I'm not sure what the processes are completely, but I can't understand why funding can't be brought back to just totally done by the staff in each ward. I know it's split up. It's not a huge amount. I'm on there's COGS, which is the Community Organisation Grants DIA funding board. You know, they have about 3 staff that manage that. They've got a fantastic system going at the moment. We can be making our own decisions amongst ourselves as well, how small grants used to be run.
Pauline?
Lynda, before the quakes, I know that you had a good community garden up the main North Road. What's the state of it? Have you got a new spot? Or?
No, we've moved it to the school. Yeah, so we've moved it to the school now. So no, it's in disrepair a wee bit, but we'll get onto it. I think when we left where it was, it just kind of really fell over. We were too busy.
So good, wasn't
I know. So we've moved it to the school now. So yeah, we've got big dreams for it.
You reckon the school?
Absolutely.
So would you find there might be a benefit in having a community garden coordinator perhaps to help you with
Absolutely.
that?
Someone that could actually give some time to pulling things together, it would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great,
for sure.
Okay, well, I'm afraid it's we're at the end of
Yep,
it.
no,
So
thank you.
Thank you very
And
much.
you are all doing a great job, and lots of our groups do appreciate it. So
Thank you
all the
very
best for the
much.
decision making.
Thank you.